Therapy is not just for people that are falling apart. It's for people that are leveling up. If you think that you just go into an office and you word vomit to a stranger and you just show up and that's what therapy is, we need to have a discussion. Hey, I'm Brie Outlaw and I am here to spill all of the tea and give you the therapist insider look for how to choose your correct therapist. I am a clinical social work candidate. I'm a therapist by day and a nonprofit founder by night. And I'm here to give you all the tools you need to prevent any therapy heartbreak or therapy burnout. So therapy absolutely saved my life, and I'm appreciative for that. At the same time, no one prepped me for how to go about the process, what to do in my first session. I really just had trial and error with like a lot of different therapists. So I get it. I get that it's a nerve-wracking situation. I get that you may not know how to approach it. And a lot of times people just show up to therapy and just think that because they are there, they have to accept whoever is in front of them and just word vomit all of their history to this person. That's not true. So I'm going to give you 4 different steps in how to prep for your first therapy session and how to just continue and maintain healthy boundaries with your therapist and how to retain your power throughout therapy. My first point, damn it, you better have your cake and you better eat it too. Now, I don't believe this in all circumstances, but I do believe it when it comes to therapy. I think that you have a power that's already within you, even when you feel powerless. A lot of people go to therapy because they feel powerless, they feel hopeless, or maybe you're just going just for maintenance. Whatever your reasoning is, you deserve to be the person that is the CEO of your healing. Whatever you want in a therapist, write out exactly what you want your therapist to look like, what type of space you want them to have, like for you, how you want them to make you feel. All of these things are so important because you're hiring this person. People forget that you are hiring this person. Just like you will hire somebody to come in and do work on your house, you want to know their history, you want to see their previous work. With therapists, you probably won't see their previous work, but you want to know all of these things about the person so you can know what your expectations should be of their work. The same goes for therapy. Just because you come in a little broken does not mean that you've lost all of your rights to choose who has the right to be in your space and hear your story. Because that's a very sacred space. And as a therapist, I feel honored when people want to share with me and want me to come in. But I also always make it clear to my clients that, like, we're taking this at your pace. I give them a list of questions to ask me. I'll link that below too for y'all to have access to, for you to ask your therapist, or if you're a clinician, for you to give to your clients. I want my clients to always feel like they have the power. For the second sip, we're going to talk about how to come prepared for a therapy session without overthinking. Yes, you booked the session. You probably had to wait a little bit. Now that it's the day before your appointment and you probably are nervous to meet this person, and again, you really don't know what to expect. In the beginning of your sessions, usually it's broken down into 2 sessions. The first session is called a biopsychosocial. That's where they go through and they get like all of your information, medications, doctors, any history that you've had, mental, physical, emotional abuse. They talk about all of that. Just very like one sentence. You don't have to go into detail. You can literally just be like, I was this age, this happened. That's it. That's all they have to know at that point. And then the second session is going to be like treatment planning. So that's where they go back and they're like, okay, what are your goals? What do you want out of this? Do you want to build your confidence? What problems are you having? Then they're going to build objectives and then action steps, because then they're going to follow up on that later on. So that's usually what the first 2 sessions look like. You don't have to go in and give everything. I think it is important to highlight why you're there, what your expectations are, and what you're struggling with. You can gradually open up though from that point. What do you expect? A lot of times clients come in and they're just like, fix me. Just like we don't want like a pick me girl, we don't want fix me either, because that gives off that I'm powerless, that I don't have energy, that I don't have say so. It's just I'm on the table and wherever you say goes. No, keep your power, boo. Fix me is not the vibe we're going for. Help me, yes. Fix me in these areas, yes. But you're also the director of that ship. So you want to go in as much confidence as you can, because I know we feel broken when we go to therapy. At the same time, what are your expectations? What do you want this to look like? What do you want to look like in 6 months after you've sat with this person for an hour, you've spent your resources, you invested into this time? What return on your investment are you looking for? Spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, whatever. Write all of those things out, because that's important for you to know what this journey is going to look like and how can I hire you to be a part of my healing team. Between sessions and before your initial session, you want to sit down the week prior and see what's coming up in your heart, what's coming up in your spirit, what's been on your mind, what's heavy, like what's kind of heavy, what are you ready to share. Take notes about those things, because then when you're in a therapy session, everything is not just spilling out of you and then you don't end up feeling shame after, like, dang, I just met this person and I feel like I just overshared. I always like to take this approach in therapy, even for myself. I like to take notes on my phone, or if I've done research or God has shown me different things throughout the week that I've been praying about or asking for healing about. I take notes about those things, whether it's in my journal, wherever I can. And then before my therapy appointment, I'm present in the moment and conscious enough with myself to be like, what do I want to talk about? What do I feel ready to explore with somebody else? Just because I experience something doesn't necessarily mean I have to bring it up right now. I can if I'm comfortable to, and that's the same for you. So the third point, this one is my favorite because it's like a little messy. So, okay, that's not true. It's not messy, but I mean, I think it's like a one-up. Like, I feel like if you ask this question to your therapist, it's like a little confidence boost. And I think it shows your therapist that you're serious about the work that you want to do. So the third one is that you're going to seek and understand what your therapist's mental health support is. I truly believe that it is. I don't know how people are therapists without their own therapist. Do you have a therapist? Like, what does your support look like? I bring this up because doing therapy is very tedious work, as you can imagine. You're helping people that have gone through very traumatic things. You're taking in like a lot. Like, you're protecting. You have to have some type of protection, some type of support, some type of outlet that helps you like process those things, but also remain strong and continue your own goals. Therapists are often overworked and underpaid in some situations, but yeah, like, I think it's very important for each client to know whether their therapist is in therapy. Now, I wouldn't say that it's like your business to know how often they go, why they go, who they go to. Like, none of that is what we're looking for, but we're just looking for, do you have a therapist, or what does your support team look like? We need to know that that therapist has some type of outlet, because their mental health has to be right for them to take care of your mental health. How you gonna help me if you're not helping yourself? So that is something that I definitely would ask in my first therapy appointment. I also say this to normalize self-care as well, because therapists need help too. There's like this weird stigma that, like, oh, therapists go to therapy. Yeah, we need help too. We need support too. And I also think that, there's that saying, you wouldn't ask a broke person how to get rich. So I'm going to ask you for self-care if you ain't taking care of yourself. My fourth topic is for you to have some tools for between sessions. You guys align. What's the pros and cons list? How are you feeling after your first session? How do they make you feel? Do you feel like this is a space where you can grow and be open and meet those goals that you have? It's just like you're hiring somebody for real. Like, you're looking at their profile. Okay, you met them. We had an interview. Is this your position? I'm the CEO of my healing, and I'm going to hire you on, or I'm going to dip out. Also, really make sure, like, if you are a very spiritual and religious person and you want to be talking about God in your sessions, making sure that the therapist either has a background working with people of different religions and spirituality, or that they are like a Christian themselves or a Muslim or whatever your beliefs are. Make sure that they align with that, because you don't want to feel uncomfortable, like you got to tiptoe about your spiritual life if that's something that you really value. If your therapist does not fit the mold, then that's okay. You can either try another session if you think it's a maybe, but if you know it wasn't there, that's okay, because you rarely find love on the first date anyway. Come back and tell me the tea, sis. Tell me all of the tea about your therapy appointment, how it went, what did you like, what did you learn? I've been wanting to make this video for a very long time, so I'm just glad it's out there, because I just feel like these are keys that most people do not have, but it will help you have a successful therapeutic relationship where you have boundaries and you don't feel powerless. Love y'all. See you in my next video.